Julia Watts here, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking at Sentimentally Yours again, and we're going to be looking at using the waste from this card here, which you will find on my channel. You can see how I made this. So I cut out the centre of this background and we're going to use that in this card here. So we're using a similar colour scheme. So I did actually cut a circle out, but I decided to go for a slightly different shape. So I've used a bunch of dies actually on this one. I've used this one, the Graceful squares, which should be back in stock very soon, if not already. And I've used the second size to cut that out, which is the largest that I could get out of my circle. And then I've also used the next size up and cut that out of mirror card. So they see that's going to sit very nicely on that. Then also from the Regency square, the Grateful squares, I've used the inverted square to cut out my background piece, which I've embossed using the classic Flourish embossing folder. Then I've also used from the Regency squares, which again should be back in stock soon, if not already. I've used the largest die and cut that out of mirror. So I've got this little corner details where I can pop a pearl in, and you will find those not there. What's that I'm showing you? You will find those, I'm having one of those days. You will find those over on my website, juliawattscrafts.co.uk, and also over at Honeypot Crafts as well. It's a good job I haven't got anything dodgy or new that you're not supposed to see over there. I've also gone back to my charm circles, which you can't get anymore, so I'm sorry, but you know, I'm still going to use them. Because I know a lot of you did buy them. So I've got a beautiful circle, the smallest of the decorative circles that I've cut out of that, and then I've cut this white piece out of the plain circle there. So those are all my layers there. Now we just need a focal piece. So I've got one already, but I discovered that it's got a bit of a mark on it, so we'll stamp a new one out anyway. And so I've got a piece of the pink card, and as I said when I did the original one, it's not actually Sentimentally Yours card. It's a lot thinner than a Sentimentally Yours card. I don't know where it's from. I was given it a lot of it, so I just thought I'd use it. But there are some nice pinks, and obviously you can use different colours, whatever colour you want to. So let's dust this with an anti-static bag first. I'm just putting it in here for a bit of insurance, as you do. I'm hoping that this is big enough and I can get my magnets on. So we're going to have a magnet there, a magnet there, and a magnet there. And you will find the stamping platform in stock on my website. I'm out of stock of the extra magnets at the moment, but just click on that email when available button and you'll be notified as soon as I do have some more. Next time I order with Crafts 2, I will stock up on those. So if we pop this down a bit, if I can get my magnet on in the corner. Probably not. I don't want to take that out of there. Okay, we'll just struggle with it and hope that it's okay. It's a new stamp. I've not used this stamp before. Now this is from the sentiments, new sentiment coins. I'm not sure. This is probably the essential set. I can't remember what they're called because we don't have the packaging. But I will put the list of what I've used on the description, and the product should be actually tagged as well. I'm just going to give that just a bit of a security dust as well, because obviously we just put the stamp down on there just in case it moves. And this is actually a clean stamp, so this is going to be a bit awkward for me to do. So what we'll do is we will grab, so we can see what we're doing. Oh, that's something else on the floor. Where's my morning mist? There it is. We use morning mist Versafine Claire, then we can see exactly where it's going. Lots of tapping. As I say, this is a new stamp, so it's not quite sticky. But we will see whether we've got a decent image out of it. I don't know if you can hear that, my son's dying in the background. In another room somewhere. So I do apologise. That's beautiful, isn't it? So we can see where that is. So now we can grab, I quite like to use the flowers from the this sentiment coin, the Floral Curios sentiment coin. So we're going to go for the daisy this time, and we can use our little block, and we'll stick with the Versafine Claire and see if we can get it in the centre to decide which way we want the folded petal to go, and it will just about fit. It's always hard to go around a camera. Isn't that pretty? I'll hold it up so you can see. Right, let's quickly get the embossing powder on. And I'm using the Pure Silver Superfine embossing powder. There is a little bit of a... Where is it? Oh, it's gone. There it is. Let's see if we can get all of it. Oh! That's not what I wanted to do. That's nicely covered. They last for ages, these embossing powders, and they are big tubs. 20ml tubs. They're well worth the money. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to waste that little tiny bit. So the best way to get embossing powder up is actually to mist with water. Then you can use a piece of kitchen roll. Because on your mat, it wants to just stick. So it's the same thing with glitter as well. If you spill glitter, it's a lot easier to get it up if you actually mist it with water first. Okay, so let's heat emboss this. And it's good practice actually to unplug your embossing tools overnight and not leave them actually plugged in, just as a little FYI. So always warm up your heat tool first, and I always heat from above, always, because I've got a habit of scorching the paper with me. Little paper. I don't know where my paper tool is, so we use tweezers. And there we go. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Okay, I do find actually that when I use a Versafine rather than a perfect medium, that it does sink into the card a little bit more, which is a little bit weird. But anyway, that needs cutting out, so I'll cut that out in a sec and then I'll come back. Okay, so I've cut out my sentiment, and in fact, full disclosure, what I've done is I wasn't 100% happy with that, and sometimes I find this with when I stamp with Versafine Clair. So I re-stamped it, and because I could see, because obviously the stamp was dirty because it had Versafine Clair on it, I've re-stamped it with the Versamark, and I don't know if you can see the difference. This one, let's see if we can get the angle. The one that's been cut out is a lot smoother than the one I haven't cut out. So this has been stamped with Versamark, and this has been stamped with Versafine Clair. So this is far better. So, you know, make your stamp dirty so you can see where you're going, and then it's much better. So that's the one I'm going to use, and I've cut that out using the largest of these circles that are in the centre of the Graceful squares. So there's one other bit of stamping that I need to do, and so I've got, this is from the Wonderfully Plain from the Floral Finery, and you will find that on my website. If it's not in stock, just click email when available, because it will be back as long as there's stock available for me to order. So we want to just add some detail to this. I'll show you what I did with this. So first of all, we're dusting with my anti-static bag as always, just in case I've got any fingerprints on there. And I thought I'd use the 4 petal flowers because I always use the 6. The 6 are my favourite. So I thought we'd use the 4s just so you can see a difference. And I'm going to take one of the long blocks, which is in the mixed block set, and I'm going for, back into the Floral Curios Sentiment Coin, I'm going for one of the border stamps. So these are meant so that you can do like a wrap around, or a border either side of your coin, or just a background. So I'm going to use one of these, and we're going to add some detail to this. So effectively make our own patterned flowers. And we need our Versamark. And it's easier to see because easier to see because it's a coloured card. So we can go, it's a big flower, so we can do this twice. On the smaller flower that I've used, I've only used it once. I can just about see where that is. And then we go a second time. Do need to ink in between each stamping so that you've got a good impression each time. And obviously you can do this with all of the borders. Nope, it's come off anyway. Threatened it with my tweezers and it fell off anyway. And now we are going to, careful not to handle it, add our embossing powder on here. I've got a bit of glitter in there. A bonus, a Brucey bonus. That's now covered. It's always amazing, isn't it, how dull the embossing powder looks and how fantastically metallic and bright it is when it's set. Put it on the side, grab this. You do need to secure them with something, because they will fly around because it's such a small piece. There we go. It's all gunk on my tweezers. So that's our patterned flower. So I've got my flowers here. I'll show you the larger one. So I've used the silver, I've used the Perfect Petals, and you can see how the mirror card works really well with the debossed detail on this one and on the dotted tips as well. The mirror card looks absolutely fantastic. So those are my little flowers, and I've got a little silver star pearl in the centre. I've also used the, love this set, the Whimsy Foliage, and I've got some white ones cut out, and I've got some silver ones. So I don't know what I'm going to use yet, but they're all cut out already. So let's grab my layers. I've glued these together. Stuck them underneath something heavy. I'm gonna, let me just put the foam tape on the back. Okay, I've got my layers down now, and I've got 2mm foam tape in between each of the paired layers. I would have used 1mm, but I'm out of, I don't have very much, so I'm being very frugal with that. That's getting on my nose, it's a little bit raggedy. See if I can tidy that up. Okay, so, and I put 1mm of foam tape on the back of the sentiment. Just because I didn't want to use glue. And a little tip, if you use a glue stick, then you've got ability to move it. I did actually have to move this layer, and it did come up quite nicely. So happy birthday. That's going to go just in the centre there. Okay, that's straightish. Looking good. It's quite dimensional, but I'm not posting it anywhere. It's going to the studio. So. Okie dokie. So let's get these flowers on. So I think we're going to go for a big one, and then 2 little ones either side. And I think I am going to put them on the base layer rather than on my beautiful background, because I don't want to hide much of my beautiful background. So I think we're going to go just like that. How pretty are they? They're gorgeous. So let's get these on first. Get all the glue on the back, because it's a bit quicker. Obviously, if you want to use glue gel, use it, but I love my PVA. We have one just in there. They do want to move a bit because there's the embossing folder underneath. Do you want it like that? Not sure I like that now. Let's have that up a bit. And that up a bit. That's better, a little cluster like that. And then we'll have the other one the other side. And just chuck that one underneath a little bit. And then let's see if we can get some. I've cut, like I say, I've got white ones and I've got silver ones. I might not use the silver ones. And I might only just use the diddy ones. So I think if we just have righty and a lefty. I don't think we need much more than that actually. If I've got a righty and a lefty here, I can use these on other projects. It's always quite handy when you don't have to cut leaves out. It's always worth cutting out a lot more than you need because you're using the machine anyway, and then you've got spares. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have a righty and a lefty on each side. Glue. There it is. So remember, twofers. It is quite good being frugal sometimes, and so you can get 2 cards out of one background. And remember, the background was created using the Floralink new texture die, and you can do that with any of your texture dies as long as they're repeating patterns. You can't really do, it's not so easy to do it with the cascading hearts and hexagons and circles, but if they're a repeating pattern then you can do it. I'm just looking where my glue went. Pretty, so pretty. And this is a 6x6 card, so this is only a dinky card. Obviously if Phil made it, it'd be about a 10x10. But you know, I like 6x6 cards, and you could do it completely flat. Obviously the flowers aren't flat, but you could do it pretty flat. It's always going to be a large letter, but it doesn't have to be a parcel if you don't have your layers going too high. And basically, if you've spent a lot of time making a card and if it looks this pretty, then it's probably worth paying the postage on, or just hand delivering it. There we go. Just to finish off, I think we need a pearl in each corner, and let's grab my silvers. Let's see, do I want silver? Probably, because I've used silver throughout. But I think what we might do is go down to the 5 and have a 5 in each corner. Do we want a 5 or do we want an 8? Don't shout at your screen. We're going to go for the 8. That's what we're going to do. Actually, these are quite nice as well. I used these on one of the flowers in the last one. These are the Rose Shimmer. And these would be quite nice to coordinate, but I'm not going to use these because I haven't used any on my card. But they do work really nicely with the pink. Let me show you. But we're going to go for silver. These are really pretty. Okay, let's get those on there and then we'll be finished. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you find it quite useful to, you know, make your own background with the dies, because we don't often think about doing that. And you could put the dies on a double-sided adhesive sheet, and then all the white areas would be sticky. And then you could put, I've only just discovered that Sentimentally Yours do this diamond dust. Why haven't I got any? That's what I want to know. I'm going to have to get some of that because I think that would make fabulous backgrounds. Had I have known, I would have got some when we had the snowflake dies delivered. One doesn't turn over. Get in there. And your pickup tools are an invaluable tool. They really are. the indentation on the die makes it very easy for you to position your pearls in the same place all the way around. You need another one. I'm going to have to get some more of these as well, I think. I've used a lot of silver ones since we've had the mirror card. Here we go. What a beautiful, beautiful birthday card. Very happy with that. Let me show you up close. Isn't that pretty? Obviously, if you don't like pink, use a different colour. But I'm really pleased with that. Very happy with that. And I'd be very happy if somebody sent that to me. So don't forget, the original card, which you can also watch on my YouTube channel, is this one. I'll put them side by side so you can see them. So this one's an 8x8, the big one. And then we've got the 6x6. So you've got the twofer from your background. So as I said, I hope you've enjoyed that. Look out for the new texture dies and the new sentiment coins over on my website, juliewattscrafts.co.uk, and also over at honeypotcrafts.co.uk too. Remember to like and subscribe on my YouTube channel. I love to read your comments, and do check out some of my many videos. There's over 300 videos now on my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.